Hello everyone, I just last night got out of Wonder Woman. Yes, opening night. I'm back to seeing one right away, and it's akin to the Marvel movies. Fun fact, I was going to go on Tuesday to see it with the D-Box seats, but that scheduling didn't work, so I figured I'll just go tomorrow, and it turned out people wanted to anyway. So, hey! Wonder Woman! Now, let's preface this. I love female heroes. I love male heroes. I like heroes. I like superheroes. I'm not gender biased. I'm not racially biased. None of that stuff. That's ridiculous. That's stupid. However, I've been wanting to see a Wonder Woman movie for a long, long time. And it's not because, finally the women get their chance, even though that's true. Daily Show had a great thing about that, talking about how it's like, if this movie fails, we're not going to make any more. It's like, well, people hated Batman vs. Superman. We're not done with men movies. And exactly. But this movie, Wonder Woman, capitalizes on all the crap that has come before with Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, and even Suicide Squad. Those are three movies that didn't look great going in and weren't great coming out. Now, you'll recall I did a 50-minute hyperbole on Batman vs. Superman. It had its flaws, but I still enjoyed stuff. I give it a 7 thinking back on it, and it's like, no, not a 7. I really kind of regret that score. If I gave scores, I don't, but there was stuff to like, and I've been watching parts of it back now. I'm like, there's some stuff that looks incredible in that. So that, without dispute, there's some fun stuff there. But Man of Steel is, even though it's more competent, it's still disastrous, and Suicide Squad's a glorified mess. But after Batman vs. Superman, the knee-jerk reactions to, oh god, we have to fix this, started happening. And they brought in Jeff Johns to overhead things like Joss Whedon was, and now the Russo brothers were, and now James Gunn will be, for Marvel. Just some figurehead overseer type to make sure, steer the ship. And it was Snyder, but they were like, oh god, we got to pull this back. And he was no longer the only producer on Justice League. They had immediate reshoots done with Suicide Squad, but that was relating to the trailer success, and they wanted to mimic that for the movie itself. It was too late to do anything else for that, but Wonder Woman was just starting to shoot. Now, you can definitely change things and edit things and go from there, but hopefully it's a good thing in the first place, and it looks like it was. There were some reshoots as well, but hey, guess what, people? When they say there's reshoots, that doesn't mean the movie's bad. That simply might mean, hey, we need to get a scene of this happening for here. Or would it be better if we had a scene like this to incorporate? That's a lot of times all that is. And yeah, sometimes it's to fix a broken movie. But there you go. With Wonder Woman, we have the best part of Batman vs. Superman. By far. She, far and away, stole that movie. She was funny. She had the great look and the amazing theme song, which was squandered in that movie, because every time they had her being Wonder Woman, they played that theme song. So that when she came out and protected Batman, the theme song's playing. It's like, no, you build up to it. That's how a score works. The Bond movies do that. Indiana Jones does that. Sahara is one of the best examples of a cool score being thematic, and then when the big action scene hits, the score kicks in. Batman vs. Superman, for all its technical ability and how cool it looked, in some aspects, couldn't pull that off. And that's not Zimmer's fault. That, I'm going to say, is more the direction, because it's when she comes on, we play this music. It's like, oh, dude, no. This movie, the entire score is based around that theme song. And you hear it when she's a little kid running around the streets of the island she's on. And you hear this playful theme, but it's the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. It's that, but they've got it in like this orchestral, playful theme for a child, and then it builds and it goes from there. And really, the movie goes and goes and goes and goes, and then when it's finally this badass moment, which you've seen in the trailers, she breaks in and she's like sliding, punching Germans, and hitting the door down, and just like continually going through. Boom! The music, dun-dun-dun-dun. It goes like that. But before that, it's like this orchestral version of it, but that guitar hits, and I have chills thinking about it. It's so well done. The movie takes a little while to get to that point, but don't care, because it's good all the way through. The effects are incredible, the action scenes are fantastic, the Amazons look amazing in their battles, because it's this weird like slow motion they do with it, and it's like a big slow-mo, not Snyder's just whatever. It's structured so that you see what's going on clearly, and there's something moving within it, and you are drawn to that moment, and you see it, and it's fantastic. Yeah, there's a few moments when she does a jump when it's like, whoop, and it's a weird pull jump effect where it's clearly not real, but it doesn't look nearly as bad as Batman vs. Superman or Man of Steel with their Kryptonians zooming around really quick. Those were CGI man. This is not CGI woman. It's not. The worst offending parts, oh, whatever, it's fine, because it's immediately into something else. It doesn't linger. The other movies do, regretfully. Chris Pine is fun as Steve Trevor. He works well. He plays the part well about how a guy like him would, and it fits really good. Problem is, some of this movie really feels like World War II still, and the origins of her are that, and you can probably see where it was going to be that, and then got pulled back to be World War I, because the writer Alan Heinberg actually kind of confirmed that, like he moved it to World War I instead, and it works fine because of the plot, but a lot of feel sometimes like this feels like it was World War II, and they didn't really change that much except for a few things. But it's fine because it works, and you still associate, but it's kind of weird in that regard, and he feels like a World War II guy, not a World War I guy, but whatever. Gal Gadot, however, like I said, she carries this movie easily, and is propped up and supported by everything else. Like, it really seems like a case like the Supergirl TV series, where it feels like they got the right person for Supergirl, and everything worked perfect around her, and it becomes a point where I don't know how they could do it without her. Same with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine kind of thing. Like, they make this work. And that's what she does. She makes this work incredibly well. She comes off as this innocent, naive, curious warrior. And like there's a scene where she's walking around with a sword and shield in London, and you got a big laugh because you didn't notice it at first, and you're like, wait, hold on. It's hilarious, and she's like that the whole time through. And it's really just questioning why people do the things they do, because she comes from an island where you do whatever, basically. There's no rule like that. If it's the right thing to do, you do it. And she's questioning superiors, questioning this. Couple on the fact that she's a woman in 1918, which adds so much to the whole aspect of not only someone questioning it, it's a woman doing it, and they have no idea what woman this is, like what she can actually do. It's great. It's really, really fun. And then it gets to the battles. The fight scenes and action scenes in this are easily the best of the DC movies, for one. But they're among some of the best I've seen, because you see them clearly. You follow her in a single shot on No Man's Land for a while, and then you see her in the town fighting and flipping, and it's simple establishing shots of what's going on and where, but they want you to see the glory of her fight. It's awesome. It is incredible in how cool that is. And you get to see it and see her either having a little bit of fun, because there's that bit when she fought Doomsday in Batman Superman where she kind of got hit and is like, oh, this is a good fight, and she got excited. In here, she blocks a couple bullets and is like, I got this. And then it's on. And she sells it so well. She sells the vulnerability that a naive person would have that is yet, an Amazon god, and yet pulls that off too, because there's times when she just gets mad and oh no. The No Man's Land scene is incredible, leads into the fighting with the soldiers where the na-na-na-na comes in. That's awesome. Like, you've only seen maybe a third of, or even a quarter of that in the trailers. Like, there's so much more to it, and it's so good. And then it keeps going, and there's more later. Like, there's scenes where you see just all fire and explosion. Well, there's more there, and it's just, I got chills. I got chills thinking of it, and the music builds even more into this orchestral, epic, dynamic version. It's great. This movie is easily the best DC movie I've ever seen. And I don't just mean out of Man of Steel, Suicide Squad, and Batman vs. Superman. I like this more than Batman. I like this more than Superman the movie. I like this more than Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. This is number 1. Period. Done. This is the new high standard. Let's go. Let's see what else we got. Next up is Justice League, which is Snyder, and I'm worried because how much is he trying to keep and change and stuff? Like it's not going to match the tone, but we're going to get more Wonder Woman in November. That's awesome. And Patty Jenkins, the director, has already confirmed she's on board for the sequel and wants to do it modern, so we might get the Winter Soldier of Wonder Woman with that, which, okay. But they do establish that she's been doing this since 1918, so we could easily do different eras. Easily. There's no way to go around that. Like, you could have her do stuff all the time. And it helps that Gal Gadot is just this Amazon-looking woman. And I know people were upset about her when they first cast her. People wanted, like, your Gina Carano's, your Kobe Smulders, and more bigger women. And, I mean, Gal Gadot's ridiculously tall, but I mean, like, she looks really thin in a lot of the stuff. And when they cast her, I was like, she can bulk up. It's not like she can't. Like, come on, guys. And then she did, and it wasn't much. People were still upset, because the woman was going to be strong and all this. I'm like, no, she doesn't. That's the point. If she looks a little vulnerable, it still works. No one's been saying that at all here, and I am so happy for that, because you don't even think it, because look at her go. You see her, like, that's Wonder Woman. That is Wonder Woman. You don't question it. It is. And it's fantastic. And I love it. And she is perfect for this. And I look forward to years and years more of these. This movie is not only my favorite DC movie I've ever seen, ever. It's the #1 movie of the year for me now. Everything just comes together. And when I posted this last night, that I loved it, Matt Zion said that he's like, the ending was a bit weak. And yeah, it was a little bit weak. I don't know a superhero movie that really had a strong ending, to be fair. Like, they all kind of fall apart a little bit in that sense. I'm hopeful for Infinity War because it's Thanos, and yes. But there was some weakness in it. It went where you expected, and I feel they did a good job with that, but it was still a little weird and loose in how it happened, so but overall, it's my #1 movie of the year. It beats out Lego Batman movie, which was up there. It beats out Guardians 2. It beats out Bon Cop, Bad Cop 2. It beats out Fate of the Furious. Beats out Triple X. Beats out Monster Trucks. It beats all of them. It's #1. And looking forward to what else is coming out, it's a really high bar for basically Thor Ragnarok and Star Wars The Last Jedi. I can't think of anything else that's even going to try and challenge it. I haven't seen Pirates yet, but I really doubt that's going to do it. I don't care for Aliens, so I didn't even see it. I didn't see Captain Underpants. If I'm not even curious about it, it's not going to beat this. Let's be honest here. Come on. So, where does this rank overall? Like, some of my favorite Marvel movies are things like Guardians 1 and 2, even though I haven't gone back and watched them. I love them coming out. I like the first Iron Man a lot. Avengers is good, but it's almost like part of the thrill was seeing it. It's good, but it takes forever to get there. I liked Ultron better because it got there quicker, but it's not nearly as good. Cap 2 and 3 are really my benchmark for my favorite Marvel movies, I've got to say. And Doctor Strange, actually, with Iron Man, those ones. But Wonder Woman surpasses Strange, I think, and it's up there. Like, it's one of my favorite superhero movies ever. If that's not enough recommendation to say, go see this. Go see this in 3D, go see this in D-Box, or whatever fanciness you got. Admittedly, the 3D isn't all that fantastic. It does kind of an Avatar thing, where it's just a little more fantastical. I know it wasn't fantastic, but you know what I mean. It's a little more depth. Like, Themyscira is, like, wow. But in the war, she stands out, and it's all around, and, like, the lasso fighting and stuff. It's really good. So the 3D's good, but it's not needed. But hey, if you're gonna go see it on the big screen, why not? It looks great, so that's fine. There is no after credit sequence. I can say that just so you know, to get you out of the way there, which is dumb because Justice League is next. That's like Captain America having no after credit sequence for the Avengers. That would be ridiculous. All it was a kind of a trailer for it, but it still was. There wasn't even Wonder Woman Will Return. Like, come on, guys. I know you want to be different from Marvel, but come on. Promote Justice League. It's in November. Don't be stupid. But go see this movie. Go see this movie. Go see this movie. I want to see it again, and I very well might. I've only seen a couple movies in the theaters twice. Guardians was one, and X-Men actually was one, and Avengers. I just went, I want to see Avengers again, and I went and saw it. I might do that with this. It's that good. So I finish it there. Do check out everything else on GuiltyPleasureCinema.com. Cyclops Scott here on YouTube and Twitter. Facebook has this Guilty Pleasure Cinema one as well. My name is Scott Somerton. I'm also on Reckless Eating for Scott's exclusives. I'm on Zion Mainframe Gaming with Matt. I am on Jobber Radio doing predictions. I'm 2-0. I want to be the champ. Come challenge me. Jobber Radio on YouTube and Twitter and .com. All that fun, good stuff. Check it all out. And Wonder Woman, by far. And yeah, stay tuned, because I want to see how else this will do. I want to see what else will compete with this. This is the high mark, and nothing's come close. At all. And we're looking like a $95 million success for this. It might hit 100. It deserves it. It deserves it. And the fact that it's breaking barriers for female directors, like Patty Jenkins pulling this off, if you didn't know it was a female director, you wouldn't be able to tell, which is the best thing in the world, because it doesn't single itself out as, look, a woman directed it, because it just stands on its own. However, it's benefiting from, yeah, standing on its own, yeah, a woman directed it. Awesome! You could direct these too, because that perception in Hollywood is ridiculously sexist still. Women can't direct action movies. Yes, they can. So, I look forward to this wall being broken down. I want the copycats to come flooding in. Make more like this. Make more like this. That's that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.